Chillo there, H+III+T, it's about that dang on time. Y'all, before we even begin, we have got our very first since I started covering Smackdown and Raw, our first heel turn, gosh dang it, and I can't wait to get to Smackdown live, gosh dang it. Y'all ready to play Smackdown versus Raw?
Yeah, Los Buenos son, yeah. Lemons too. We ain't going back.
I think it's kind of interesting that, you know, since the WWE is in like this new era post-brand split, we're kind of in the new era of SeverTheBond. I call it the sellout era, personally. Yes, indeed, jump cuts have infiltrated my channel because I've got to get as many subscribers as possible before the end of the year, or no more SeverTheBond! But no pressure, y'all! No pressure! Share this video! Anyway, we're gonna start out with dang on I want to go to Smackdown so bad. We're gonna start out with dang on Raw. So, Raw. Oh, I go. What was supposed to be the highlight of Raw, and to me was the worst possible thing on Raw, was the dang on and I never thought I would say this, but the promo with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. Number one, let's address the obvious. Brock Lesnar said he was gonna come and address Goldberg because Goldberg says that Brock Lesnar does that Paul Heyman does all the talking for Brock Lesnar, and what do we get? We got Paul Heyman doing the talking for Brock, so that's number one. Number two, it was painfully obvious that Paul Heyman was trying to get a Goldberg chant at, but if I'm misunderstood here, or mistaken, excuse me, weren't they in freaking Brock Lesnar's hometown? So what did you think was gonna happen? So that's that. And then the only other point I have for Raw, because Raw has just been so terrible. I didn't do one of these last week. I'm sure nobody noticed, but I didn't do one last week just because both shows were so terrible. Honestly, I didn't even feel like editing the video, but it didn't get any better. The only other point I have for Raw is the saga of the List of Jericho, which got its own freaking episode. And this isn't even like when you've got a good running joke for a sitcom and it gets its own bit. No, I mean, this was an entire episode of Raw, the go-home show to Hell in a Cell, purely dedicated to the List of Jericho. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And you guys know I like the list thing. I like the whole routine that Chris Jericho's been doing. I love what Kevin Owens doing. I'm not really liking Seth Rollins as a face because he doesn't really seem to have a purpose other than get revenge on the Authority. For someone who's not even there, like Triple H isn't even there. What's the point of this? But an whole episode dedicated to the List of Jericho? I've seen more effort on the defensive end of the New York Knicks in blowouts on opening night. Yes! Yes, I am not gonna let that go! Last night was the only thing that kind of ended in a positive way, other than, again, WWE just lightning in a bottle, unscrewing it, the whole Owens versus Jericho thing, gone. For what? I don't know. But Kevin Owens looked really strong, and it's interesting that a heel was allowed to look strong for a change. But yeah, Kevin Owens did the, not pop-up powerbomb, but a powerbomb on the side of the apron, and Seth Rollins died. Pretty much. So, I mean, that's cool, I guess. Not that he died, but you get what I mean. And thank Moses, those are the only notes we have for Raw. Now it's time to talk about Smackdown. I am going to start out with a little bit of a negative for Smackdown. They think they slick, and I didn't get a chance to address this last week, but for the last 2 weeks, Raw, and 3 weeks pretty much, Raw and Smackdown have been in the same town. Again, we were talking about Wisconsin on Raw. I believe Smackdown was there too. Guys, what happened to the brand split? Again, it's little things like that. They were in like different parts of the world, and it's not just booking. We're talking about two totally different shows. What happened to that? Sure, they got Survivor Series coming up, but that's no excuse to just throw continuity out the window. Y'all ain't slick. Now, on to a positive, and I've been waiting this entire video to talk about it, so much so I'm going to put my championship belt down because it's that dang on serious. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Orton turned heel. I am so freaking happy about this. Yes, you did not hear me incorrectly. Freaking Randy Orton has turned heel again. We don't have to sit through this cringy, horrible babyface performance. He is heel. Unfortunately, he's joining the Wyatts, which is stupid, but at least he's heel, and I am down with that, gosh dang it. Only other note I have for SmackDown is, again, another positive. SmackDown is just so, like, SmackDown sucks, but it's so much better than Raw, it's laughable. I mean, SmackDown is garbage. I fast forward through maybe 70% of it, but it's still better than Raw. Let me tell you why. AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, James Ellsworth. How is that the best rivalry in WWE? But gosh dang it, it is. It is beyond entertaining. And I've been kind of like, I don't know if I'm feeling it, because it was at AJ Styles' expense, and it was at AJ Styles' expense, and you know I'm a little bit of a mark for that guy, pause. But gosh dang it, they did something right. They had James Ellsworth come down to ringside with Dean Ambrose and get all extra upset at AJ Styles, and he just super kicks the crap out of dang on AJ Styles, causing Dean Ambrose to not get his #1 contendership for the title, which is absolutely wonderful. We know he's gonna get the shot at the title eventually, but I'm happy they didn't just give it to him up front and have AJ Styles lose again. He's your champion. Why does he keep losing? But you know what? They did something right, and I am happy about that. The storyline can continue, and now we've got 3 people again to make it interesting, because really what we're looking at is a continuation of the same feud we've had coming through all fall, now into winter. We've got the same feuds and every freaking rivalry on both of the freaking shows. What is the point? And that, my friends, has been dang on this week for the WWE. We're going to do it this week for the Knicks, but we're going to start that next week because they've got a game on Saturday, so there would be no point in me doing a prediction king for Hell in a Cell, review of the game against the Grizzlies, and then this week for the Knicks, all on the same day. That makes no sense. I already have to read a book, which those views are tanking, by the way. I don't know what happened with that, but that's neither here nor there. Like, comment, subscribe, H+III+T, see another Triple OG put in his blood workers. Me, do a favor, but out! See you guys later.